Hello, kids! Today, I'm gonna tell you a story about a very proud and fashion obsessed emperor. This story is called The Emperor's New Clothes. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom far away, there lived an emperor who was very fond of fine clothes. More than anything else, he loved wearing new and fancy outfits. Every day, he would stand before his mirror, admiring his reflection in yet another luxurious robe. His obsession with clothing grew so strong that he spent all his money on his wardrobe, neglecting the needs of his people and kingdom. One day, two crafty swindlers arrived in the kingdom. They had heard of the emperor's vanity and thought of a clever plan to trick him. They introduced themselves to the emperor, claiming to be the finest tailors in the world. "We can make you a suit so beautiful and special, Your Majesty. Not only will it be the finest garment in the world, but it will also be invisible to anyone who is foolish or unfit for their position." The emperor was immediately intrigued. "What an excellent idea," he thought. "With such clothes, I could tell who in my court is clever and who is not." So, without a second thought, he gave the swindlers a large sum of gold to begin their work. The swindlers set up looms and pretended to work, though there was nothing on their looms at all. Day and night, they pretended to weave the magical cloth. The emperor was eager to see their progress, but he was also worried. What if he couldn't see the clothes himself? To avoid embarrassment, he decided to send his most trusted minister to check on the work. The minister went to the swindler's workshop, where they pretended to show him the invisible cloth. The minister stared at the empty looms, seeing nothing, but he didn't want to admit that he couldn't see the fabric. "Look at the beautiful colors and patterns. Aren't they magnificent?" The minister, though confused, didn't want to seem foolish. So, he nodded and praised the invisible cloth. "Oh yes, it's absolutely stunning. I shall tell the emperor." The emperor was delighted by the minister's report. A few days later, the swindlers announced that the suit was ready. They pretended to dress the emperor in the invisible clothes, acting as if they were putting on each piece with great care. The emperor stood in front of the mirror, unable to see a single thread. But like the minister, he didn't want to admit it. "There you are, Your Majesty, the finest suit in the world. It's light as air and it fits you perfectly," said the swindler. The emperor admired himself, though he saw nothing. and praised the swindlers for their hard work. He decided to wear his new clothes in a grand procession through the city. The emperor marched proudly through the streets, showing off his new clothes. His courtiers, afraid to admit they saw nothing, all praised him loudly. "Look at the emperor's magnificent suit!" The people of the kingdom had heard of the magical clothes and didn't want to appear foolish either. So they all clapped and shouted, pretending to admire the emperor's outfit. However, one small child, too young to understand the trick, pointed and laughed. "But the emperor isn't wearing any clothes," said the child. A hush fell over the crowd. Slowly, the people began to murmur. "He's right," they whispered. "The emperor isn't wearing anything at all." The emperor, hearing the whispers, suddenly realized the truth. He had been tricked, but he was too proud to admit it. He held his head high and continued walking, pretending as though nothing was wrong, even though deep down, he knew he had been fooled. And so, the emperor learned a valuable lesson that day. Pride and vanity can lead to foolishness. And the swindlers? They disappeared with all the gold, never to be seen again. Remember, kids, the truth, no matter how simple, is often the most important thing to listen to. Until next time, keep dreaming big and being kind. For more stories, like and subscribe.